Alright, today's question in the Strong Talk Q&A is, how'd you get so big? Had someone ask me how I got my back so big, and they said, your traps are just huge. Now, I guess that's all relative, because I don't think it is at all. Especially it's funny when I'm going to give that advice being a lightweight strongman. But I will explain how I train my back and what I feel added some of the size. First off, I don't think anything develops the back like strongman movements. I'm going to write an article upcoming article kind of covering this. But if you have a lag, if you want to get your back bigger and it's lagging, definitely incorporate some strongman. You have to think where time under tension and holding a weight is that's what all the bodybuilders try to do, is they try to increase time under tension. They do slower reps, longer sets with more reps, and the goal there is just getting stimulus through time under tension for the most part, and also putting the muscle in like a stretched position. So think about what has more time under tension than holding weights for a long period of time, like a long distance farmer's walk. And what is pulling down and stretching on the traps and lats, etc., more so than something like a farmer's walk? I don't know, there's probably something, but it's a pretty easy and good way to do that. And I remember reading something where it said that the lats actually got more stimulus, because what I found when training the lats is, which has been huge and something John Meadows says a lot, is instead of just kind of like jerking the weight up, is to make sure to let your arm hang, feel that lat stretch out, then pull back. So when you're doing stuff like heavy deadlifts and you're engaging your lats correctly, it's automatically going to pull down, and it's going to give that stretch on the lat, especially if you're doing stuff like partial deadlifts, like rack pulls or 18-inch deadlifts in strongman, which I've done a lot, or car deadlifts for 60 full seconds all out. There's going to be a lot of stimulus there. And then other events where we're doing events like stones, where you're kind of rounded over, in extension is just going to build your erectors up like no other, and you have to kind of use your lats to hold everything in. So how I got my tips for getting a bigger back is do strongman events, specifically some sort of loading event like stones or sandbags, or the stone trainer, like you can see the video on this channel, farmer's walks for sure for long distance, partial deadlifts, with an overload of weight, and when actually training your back to focus on getting that good stretch in the lats at the bottom. And another thing that I feel really kind of brought like the width in my lats was when I was starting to lift before I got into strongman. For whatever reason, I did a lot of like dumbbell pullovers, which I feel like is a kind of forgotten or neglected move, which really it just builds everything up great and gets a good stretch in there. Not sure how much I'd incorporate it in strongman, especially with all the overhead work, but a little bit here and there, because they leave me really sore. I actually just got done doing some. Really, works all the serratus and everything. So yeah, just try those out. Just it's getting that good stretch. Doing them, 3 sets of 12, nothing fancy. So do strongman events, time under tension, stretch the lats, and just have fun lifting.